the Super Bowl finally set, there are some Pro Bowl spots that have opened up for the 2024 roster, and 2 New Orleans Saints players have been added. Center Erik McCoy, who's one of the most underrated players on the Saints roster in general, especially at the offensive line position. He is great, very much so deserving of this recognition. And Demario Davis, he was added as well this morning. So help me in congratulating these guys. Rashid Shaheed as a punt returner, Demario Davis and Erik McCoy. Type pro in the comment section because they are all Pro Bowlers. Gotta love it. Gotta love that these guys are getting the recognition. Get loud in the comment section. And while you're down there, search for this link. I have it posted in the comment section and description of this video because I love you guys and you're my best friends. It's Prize Picks. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. You just go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. You plug in promo code CLNS and we give you an $100 deposit match. Guys, it's a great, great deal. And here's the thing. For the Super Bowl, look at this. Patrick Mahomes, half a passing yard. Even if he pulls an Aaron Rodgers type move and only plays like 2 plays, Aaron Rodgers still had 4 yards. That would have hit on Prize Picks. For the record, Isaiah Pacheco, I think he's going to find the end zone without a doubt. And Brock Purdy, I love what that 49ers offense can do. They're healthy. He is slinging the rock. And I actually do believe that Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. So I'm taking him more than 248.5 passing yards. If you like these picks, I encourage you to ride with them. If you hate them, fade me. But do it on Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Plug in that promo code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Shout out to Prize Picks. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. All right, let's dive into today's news and the offensive coordinator updates. Albert Breer tweeting this out last night, yesterday afternoon, saying that Bobby Slowick has agreed to a new deal in Houston within the past few days, one that includes a significant raise per sources. So he's sticking around in Houston, and he's going to be a hot name in 2025. And a lot of us on Twitter and really quickly reacted, and kind of my whole thought process was if Bobby Slowick leaves, Girouard Johnson, or if Bobby Slowick stays, Girouard Johnson's free game. And if he doesn't stay, then Girouard Johnson would be the OC there. But Ian Rapoport broke some of our hearts. So Girouard Johnson, unfortunately, will not be the New Orleans Saints offensive coordinator. He is sticking around in Houston with C.J. Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, and Bobby Slowick to continue the development of Stroud and that Texans offense, which has been very impressive. Girouard Johnson, was a very high candidate for me, and I really liked him. I wish the Saints could have got him, but Nick Underhill did report that the Saints actually didn't make him an offer, so it's not like he just declined the Saints. The Saints didn't make an offer. The Texans had the job for Johnson, and clearly he wanted to stick with that route. So it's unfortunate, but best of luck to Johnson and the Houston Texans, considering they're the AFC. You don't really have to worry about them, so good luck to you guys out there. But there is a new guy in the mix. When one leaves, one door closes, another one opens, as my mom used to say. So Luke Getsy, according to Mike Triplett and according to a lot of other sources out there, is interviewing with the Saints today. He was fired by the Bears after 2 years as an offensive coordinator, despite the late season improvements by the offense in Justin Fields. And before that, he was the quarterback's coach and passing game coordinator in Green Bay when Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs. So I don't necessarily love the idea of Getsy. I also don't. It's like one of those double-edged swords. I don't love it, but I don't hate it because, A, you could either bring him in and it's a dumpster fire and you get to fire Dennis Allen and Getsy all together next year. Like, whatever. Or B, I don't think he was a great fit with Justin Fields and his skill set. I think that Getsy could be a better fit for Carr. That doesn't mean I think he's a great fit. That doesn't mean I want him to be the coordinator. But there is that to consider. So he did do some good things with Aaron Rodgers. You can't deny that. But here's the updated offensive coordinator tracker. My 2 top guys, or top 3, I would say right now, are Clint Kubiak, Brian Griese, and Ronald Curry, as well as Greg Lewis. I really like that option, honestly. And the more I've thought about it and the more I've slept on it and kind of just dived into the possibility of Lewis being an offensive coordinator, I really, really like the move, and I really like that idea. We broke down his resume and whether or not he would fit with the Saints in yesterday's video, so go check that out. It's the video's in the comments section. So just scrolling down to find it. Mike Sullivan, absolutely not. I'll pass. Luke Getsy, We talked about him already. Brian Johnson, he's another name that's in the mix. Jalen Hurts wasn't that, it's not that he was bad, but the Eagles offense was not good at all this year. Like they were not good. John Gruden, he hasn't actually interviewed with the Saints, but he is a name that has been tied to the organization. And just here's my take on the offensive coordinator search. For the love of God, please don't hire Getsy. Please don't hire Gruden. Just go get a young guy. Go get somebody that can make a difference. There are much better options. Ronald Curry is an internal option. I think that he would be a fine person to take over the offense. He did call the plays in the preseason, so maybe that. And the credit where it's due, the Saints offense looked pretty good in the preseason this past year. So go back and watch that tape. Wasn't all that bad. I actually liked what I saw, and I do think that, like I said, Greg Lewis could be an option. Clint Kubiak, Brian Griese. Shanahan tree is good. I know that Kubiak didn't have the best tenure in his previous jobs, but maybe he can get another chance and be in a better role, or he can do better in a different team in the same role. But I want you to be the GM for me. Who do you want to be the next offensive coordinator? If you know ball, prove it in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, I know I keep telling you guys to do stuff, but hit that big red sub button. Look at this. This January sub battle is disgraceful. I actually almost had to fluff these numbers to make it look a little better, but I was like, you know what? Saints fans deserve the honest truth, and this is the honest truth. The Falcons Today channel kicked our ass in subs last month. So today, I'm filming this on Wednesday, January 31st. Today, we start the February sub battle. So let's take him down. Let's beat the Falcons in the walls here at Chat Sports on the field like we do every single year, because we own that poverty franchise, and I need your help because we own that channel too. So let's talk about the Saints drafting a wide receiver, because CBS Sports put out a mock draft, and it's a guy that has actually been tied to the Saints before. So here is my reaction to the Saints possibly drafting Rome Odunze. But before my reaction comes, CBS Sports did say that beyond Chris Olave, New Orleans has a little more to build around in the pass game. Rome Odunze is a bigger target with surprising versatility. It is likely we'll be discussing the quarterback position as it relates to the Saints again next season. But for now, the focus is on adding another pass catcher for Derek Carr. Well, here's what that pass catcher is capable of. The past 2 years with the Huskies, 75 receptions, 92 receptions. Over 1,100 yards, over 1,600 yards. 7 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns. Over 15 yards per catch, over 18 yards per catch, and he had a long of 61 and 50. This guy is explosive. This guy is versatile, and he is insane. But here's the thing. Could you imagine Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, A.T. Perry, and Rome Odunze? Oh, my God. That would be just incredible. It would be absolute fire. Wrong side, Trace. Fire. It would be so cool. It would be fire to see those guys play together. And the only problem I have, though, is that Saints need help in the trenches. So if you address the trenches in the draft, I think you got to do that first round. But if you go do this in the route where you go and address it in free agency so you can draft some skill position players, I'm okay with that route too. But I think that you have to draft somebody in the offensive line position. Here's Mel Kiper's big board, for his offensive lineman this season. Joe Alt is the number 1 guy out of Notre Dame. I really, really am impressed with him, as well as Olu Fashanu. He's number 2. Talise Fuaga. He is a monster of a man. J.C. Latham. I know a lot of people compare him to Alex Leatherwood, but I think he has a much higher upside than Leatherwood did coming out of college. Amarius Mims, Tyler Guyton, Jordan Morgan, Kingsley Suamatia, Patrick Paul, and Blake Fisher are also options. And those are the top 10 players according to Mel Kiper at the offensive line position. So here is the thing. The Saints are all in this season. Like, they are all in on, and I'm not saying they're all in like they're making a massive Super Bowl push, but they are all in on Derek Carr, on Dennis Allen, and whoever is going to take over as the offensive coordinator. Because here's the thing. If it doesn't go well, the Saints could blow it up next offseason. Like, in a year from now, we could talk about the Saints firing everybody, cleaning house, and just hitting the reset button. But if you do go in the route of drafting Rome Odunze, this gives you no excuses. This gives you no reason to fail. Like, you have 4 young, talented, 2 really big-bodied, a lot of speed, a lot of ball tracking ability as wide receivers, as pass catchers, you have no reason to fail with that offense. Derek Carr has plenty of targets and plenty of options, not to mention the tight end position, not to mention the running back position. So if you do draft Odunze, I don't hate the pick, but that would be an all-in move saying, this is it. Everything we're doing right now is building for, or is on this season. If it fails, I think it's time to blow it up. So I don't necessarily know if they'll go that route because I think the trenches are a much bigger need, but Odunze, I think, would be a good pick. So who would you draft at number 14 overall? Let me know what you think in the comments section. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say, and I'm going to be interacting with y'all in the comment section as well. And as always, Saints fans, thank you guys for tuning in no matter where you are or how you're watching. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.